Dragon Quarter was announced in 2002 at E3 in Los Angeles. This is the one and only game in the franchise for the PlayStation 2. The director of Breath of Fire 1, 3, and 4, Makoto Ikara, is back for this game. The Earth that is represented in this game was inspired by a book he read, Gofungo no Sekai. That translates to The World in 5 Minutes from Now. The author shares the same name as the main protagonist. Off subject, there's a manga that has the same title as the novel, and I'm not sure if they're related to each other. Dragon Quarter is unique to the series in art style and high difficulty because Makoto thought the previous games were too easy. Tatsuya Yoshikawa did all of the art in the original games. He's back as the art director for Dragon Quarter. Now, there's a lot of things that I would like to share with you guys throughout the series, but for now, let's get into the Let's Play. Somewhere in the dark, musty corridors of Lift 2, the Rangers Bosch and Ryu defeated Beak, the Death Cow. After a grueling battle, the Rangers push forward. The lift to Biocorp 3 is so close within reach. They will violate boxes along the way, because boxes are the true villains of this game. But little did they know that fearsome enemies lie in wait. Yes, the Rangers are on borrowed time. How will they handle the situation? More boxes. But their resolve is unwavering as they made it to Biocorp 3. That stench. The stench of rotten flesh fills the air. Just barely, they can hear wings flapping in the distance. The lantern bats are there. Caution is a must, for they are many. Now, this is by far the toughest part for me, and I actually died here a couple times, and I had to do a soul restart. I mentioned briefly about Party XP before. Party XP is gained in conjunction with your regular XP. It's stored in a cache, or a cache if you will, and can be applied to anyone at any time. Setting traps and how fast you defeat enemies will determine how much Party XP is accumulated, plus XP can be found in boxes. It is very important for me to separate these lantern bats, for there's about 10 of them here, and if they wanted to, they can continue to attack you one by one in quick succession and bring your party down easily. The proximity mine did some substantial damage, and Bosch has an attack, the Fang attack, that can hit multiple enemies as long as they're lined up, and Ryu has a side slash that hits enemies in a line horizontally. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first played this game, that was the part that made me not want to give the game a chance. And that's the part that I think turned a lot of people off because it's so early in the game for it to be so tough. So a lot of people really complained about the lantern bats. But once you know what you're doing, it's not so bad, I guess. I found it really weird. When I first played this game, I thought that this was like a totally different team, but it's the same team from the old Breath of Fire games. They just really wanted something different. Makoto, I just couldn't believe it that he thought that the old games were easy. There's some bosses, there's some side quests on Breath of Fire 3 that's extremely hard, and there's some enemies that's hidden in Breath of Fire 4 that's also tough. Now, we have to be careful with the gummy worms. We do not want their toxins. Oh. Now that was some fancy footwork. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. Now, you guys can see there's not really much variety as far as the monsters go. You'll get different variations of the same monsters. You'll get different colors, different sizes. Some monsters will have a hat and some will have a crossbow, but there's not a huge variety like Breath of Fire. I would say 3 is the most diverse in the whole series. 4 had a nice amount of monsters too, but a lot of them was reused from part 3, which is okay. That's my only complaint. I mean, this game is well done. I'm not even gonna lie, the cel shaded graphics, they aged pretty well. I never thought I would say that, because when this game came out, I was not a fan of cel shaded graphics. I also like the facial expressions. You'll see those coming up pretty soon. You can actually feel the character's pain. And that was a lot of XP. Time to backtrack back to the other corridors. It's super dark here, hard to see. Ooh, we got a box to abuse. Oh, that is a setup. I can see you, Dukes. With the magic of editing, just know that the Dukes got their ass kicked. Mostly by Bosch. But, as you can see, there is a lot of XP to be found in this game. And that's going to play a huge part later. Alright, the party is so close to the cargo now. The party stepped into their first trap. All of the doors are locked and there's no escape until they kill every enemy in the room. Resources are low and the duel is confronted with Duke Hunters. They attack at a distance. Now these beasts can also push Ryu and Bosch back, and that causes problems because it will eat your AP bar. It takes AP to get close enough to attack them. This guy's ready to go. It's time to finish him off. There, you like that? Dumb question. Nobody likes getting stabbed in the face. Almost forgot about this guy. I can't even see him. You can't even see him right there. There goes the infamous pushback. Come on, Ryu, finish him off. Put him out of his misery. Dattaboy. I'm just gonna say, I don't think it was a good idea to lock the doors on us. That's like locking the doors on a couple of bears. Not a good idea. You're not gonna have a good time locked in a room with a couple of wild bears. Thanks to that bomb, we're gonna get this one over with quick. See you later. Nice try. You messed with the wrong two guys. Alright, oh, the Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for beating up on the Nuggets because they're these little fluffy creatures. For the most part, they try to avoid you when you come near them. You can like accidentally bump into them. But you know what? They locked you in here with them, so they had something to do with this trap. In that case, no mercy. Take this, fluffball! See, this is a prime example. These guys are not aggressive. They're kind of just standing there. But as these guys are not aggressive, Mama Nugget is. And luckily for me, I have that dynamite because Mama Nugget is really tough. She has electricity that scrolls up in level as you level up. So no matter how strong you are at this point, the electricity will do more damage. Bosch is in real trouble. Mama Nugget for sure doesn't know his D ratio, or she wouldn't have attacked. Goodbye, Mama Nugget. Oh, she still stands. Goodbye, Mama Nugget. So that is the last little mini boss into Lift Corp 3, which is the cargo, which is the end of this mission. You're gonna see a lot of miss kicks too, because for some odd reason, the same button to kick is the same button to pick things up. This is the final hallway that leads up to the cargo. Now this is random. It could be another Mama Nugget, it could be a Daddy Nugget, or it could be something random like a baby nugget. That was a little surprising. Usually there's either like a little gel, I forget what you call those little gel creatures. They are small in stature, but they are a pain in the butt. Here we are. We are finally here. That was a long, grueling process. We made it. This is the laboratory where they create Genix. This is also the laboratory that houses a super huge dragon. Bosch thinks that this is some kind of experimental genic. It is not, or maybe it is. And as the dragon speaks to Ryu, Bosch has no clue of what's going on. Only Ryu can hear the voice. The dragon says that he will lend Ryu his powers, even though that's not really true. He says that, but we don't have dragon powers yet. But he does say that we are awakened. He says that he is dying here, and his last wish was for him and Ryu to see the sky again. He's been locked underground for so long, so apparently he was one of the dragons on the top of the surface. And at this point, I guess listening to the dragon's voice knocks Ryu unconscious. So Bosch has no clue of what's going on. He's just standing next to his friend. All of a sudden, this guy passes out. And he's like, what the heck is going on with you? That dragon knows how to pick him, doesn't it? I mean, you had D ratio in the top 100. You could have picked this guy to be the guy who takes you back to the sky. But yet you choose the weakest guy you can find, and that will be Ryu. I think that's pretty funny. I hope they explain that later because I don't remember. I don't remember why that is. Because it's stated in the book that if you're on a high D ratio, the stronger the dragon power will be. I don't know. That's just something I observed. So we're back in the room. There's a lot of deceased creatures. There's even human bodies there. And again, it's almost like they didn't enter the room the first time. Now this is pretty funny because Bosch asked Ryu, is he scared? The look on his face showed that he was scared himself. But of course he has to pick on the little guy because he has to show that he's Big Daddy D ratio over here. Big Daddy D ratio. Okay, that doesn't sound good. I'm just gonna call him Ojin. I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe I should look it up online and see how to pronounce that. But that was our first introduction to the dragon. To the cargo we go.